Hello, and welcome to Metaphysical Millennial. I'm Jenna Rae, your host and spiritual big sister. This podcast is a cozy corner of the cosmos for the weird, wise, and wonderful, where we explore all things magical, mystical, and metaphysical, with soulful curiosity, glittery wonder, and an open heart. My mission is to hold space for your spiritual journey and guide you back to your truth, to help you feel seen, supported, and connected as you reclaim your power and remember who you really are. So take a deep breath, settle in, and let the magic find you. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Metaphysical Millennial. I'm Jenna Rae, your host and spiritual big sister. Grab your coffee, your matcha, your favorite blanket, whatever makes you feel cozy, because today we're diving into something that touches every part of our lives. Protecting our energy and holding boundaries without guilt. I know that's a lot easier said than done, but we're going to deep dive into it. You all know I'm usually the helper. I like to be everywhere that I can be, trying to make sure everyone has support that they need, and that's kind of part of my role at work too. The other day at work, I took on everyone's problems without delegating and tried to be everywhere at once, and walked out feeling like a computer from 1999 running 12 programs at once. My neuroma was screaming, my knees were throbbing, and I was just done. If you've ever been there, this episode is for you. Protecting your energy isn't a luxury or a woo-woo trend. It's a survival skill. Think of your energy like a bank account. If you keep withdrawing without depositing, you overdraft, and the overdraft fees? Burnout, irritability, resentment, and health issues. I think all of us have experienced that at least once in our lives, or at least most of us have experienced that. When we guard our energy, we actually give more to the people that matter the most in our lives. Our families, our friends, our partners, because we're not running on fumes. This has been a major shift in perspective for me, and it's something that I have to actively work on every single day. Sometimes I'll come home, take off my happy mask, and hand my loved ones whatever scraps of kindness and patience I have left. And that's not fair to them. They deserve better than that. There's nothing worse than realizing after the fact that I was just so rude to someone that I cared about because I've wasted all of my patience on people that maybe didn't deserve it as much as they do. I think that this is something that all of us do without really thinking about it, because when we're going out into society, to work, to the grocery store, whatever, we need to be on our best behavior, give people kindness, and unfortunately we spend all of that, and when we come home, we take that mask off. I think that's something very normal for all of us, when realistically it should be reversed. Not that I want to mask around the people that I care about, but they deserve that kindness and love and care from me more than anyone else. Do you remember when you could set an AOL away message? You could be like, hey, I'm here, but like I'm really not available right now. I wish that I had something like that I could use in real life. I wish there was some way that I could indicate to people around me, hey, I'm here, but I'm really busy focusing on the 8 things that are in front of me. I really do not have the bandwidth for more right now. Give me an hour and then I'll have more space for you. That would be so nice. So let's talk about those sneaky places where your sparkle slips away. Here's how I know it's happening. I get irritable, my foot pain flares, my knees ache, my body literally yells at me. For you, it might be headaches, zoning out, emotional eating, doom scrolling, or suddenly dreading the things that you used to enjoy. Here are some signs that you're leaking energy that you might not be aware of. Saying yes, but instantly regretting it. Been there, done that. Coming home too tired to enjoy your own space. Overthinking every interaction because you're just not sure how you showed up. Needing caffeine or sugar to push through. Yep, I see you. Physical tension in your jaw, shoulders, or stomach. I literally used to clench my jaw when I would get so stressed out at work, to the point where I ended up getting Botox in my masseters. I think that's right, masseters. But yeah, so that I couldn't clench my jaw. It was that bad. I have not had to do it since then, though, so that's a good sign. But yes, physical tension in your jaw, shoulders, or stomach. So sometimes we need to check ourselves. Something that you can do if you want to kind of check where your energy's at, if you're feeling a little overworked or overstressed, is to close your eyes, breathe 3 times, and scan from head to toe and ask, where do I feel heavy? Where do I feel light? just kind of like you're looking at a bank statement. You need to know where your charges are before you can stop them. So once you can identify where the leaks are, it's time to plug them up. For me, the first place was work. The hardest boundary for me to set was saying no when people ask for help. I already have so much going on, and sometimes I cannot jump in and save the day. I have since learned how to say, hey, look, I'm really sorry, but I've already promised these people that I will help them. I will find someone to help you, or it will have to wait. Being forthright, people respect that a lot more than me just being the yes girl, where, oh, yep, Jenna will do it. Now I'm showing you that I'm allowing you to just walk all over me. You got to set a boundary. I used to take it all on, but I've started practicing actually opening up my throat chakra and saying no, and even asking for help myself. That was very challenging as well. Honestly, very huge for me. So I want to give you a little bit of ammunition if you find yourself in a similar place, whether that be at work, at home, at an event, or maybe even in a friendship. Some phrases that feel kind but firm are, I'd love to help, but I'm at capacity right now. I can circle back next week when I have more space. I need to finish this first, but here's someone who can help you. And sometimes we just need to call our energy back to us, right? Return all of that energy that's been projected on you back to the senders and calling all of your energy back. Sometimes it's good to block off some focus time, even if you have to pencil it in on your calendar, and treat it like a meeting. Carry a grounding object, have your crystal. I wear crystals or carry them in my pocket depending on what's going on for the day. If I need a little bit of self-love, I'll carry a rose quartz. If I feel like I need extra protection for the day, I'll have my black onyx necklace on. It just kind of depends on what's going on in the day and what feels right. It can literally be as simple as that, to just remind yourself of a boundary or check in with yourself. Even with boundaries, our energy can get a little sticky. That's where resets come in. I'm still building my before and after work rituals. It used to be really hard for work Jenna to stop and life Jenna to start. I check emails at home. I would stay connected. I would constantly text the people that I work with. And it didn't serve me. I couldn't actually be present in the moment when I was constantly worrying about where I wasn't. Now I sing in my car on my way home. I feel like that's a really good reset for me. Trying to build that routine. Sometimes loud enough to scare the people next to me at the stoplight, but that's okay. It's fine. Don't worry about me. Worry about yourself. I'll also take an everything shower where I do the whole wash my hair, wash my face, exfoliate, do all of the things to feel really nice. And I'll do affirmations. And an example of that would be, when I step out of the shower, I'm stepping into my power. When I step out of the shower, I'm stepping into a reality where I have balance and I'm present. Just whatever affirmations that feel right in the moment, depending on, again, how the day went. And I kind of imagine like rinsing off the day. And when I step out, I say I release what's not mine, and then I return to my own energy. Those are just a few things that work for me. A few other examples of resets that you could do is taking 3 deep breaths before you walk in the door at home and shake out your arms and legs to release any tension that you may be holding. Changing your clothes as soon as you get home. It's symbolic but powerful. Mute Slack, mute your emails, log out, do whatever you have to do, even if it's just for 1 hour, because that will allow you that space to kind of break out of the work Jenna, or the work you. If you have any other ideas that I could put into practice, or maybe other listeners could put into practice, I would love to hear those. If you could comment and let us know. Okay, so let's go beyond the workplace. We've talked a lot about the workplace. Concerts, festivals, family gatherings. Honestly, what drains me the most and what I've become most aware of is negativity. So negative energy, or people just being disrespectful to others for no reason, will just completely zap me. It will pull my focus because I want to fix it. If you're an empath, I'm sure you know the feeling. And here's what helps me in situations like that. Wearing rose quartz to remind myself to show self-love, or black onyx for extra protection, like I said. visualizing a soft glittery filter around me or a big white light around me that only lets supportive vibes in, kind of my protection blanket, if you will, my protection aura. Touching something solid like a ring on my finger to kind of ground myself. Otherwise, I think about my feet being planted into my shoes onto the earth. That also helps me ground. And silently repeating mantras like, I return what's not mine. You don't always have to do all of these, but just pick one that feels natural for you and build from there. So think about your next social event and remember these tools because you might need it. So setting a boundary is great, but living into it is where the magic happens. I used to feel so guilty after every no. So guilty. I would beat myself up about it. Like, oh, maybe I could just actually make space for that in my calendar. But realistically, I said no for a reason. So now that I've kind of started to break that guilt, I feel more relief and empowerment. I still slip into the guilt sometimes if I think it's hurt someone, but I've learned that being open and honest about my limits shows that I'm more in tune and powerful. I'm not letting people bulldoze me anymore. I remind myself it's okay to say no because I've lived on the other side for way too long. I was the yes girl for so long and it was never reciprocal, or 99% of the time it was not reciprocal. I worked myself to the bone. I had nothing left. But I have turned a new leaf, and I will not allow myself to overdo it anymore, at least not for others. If I overdo it now, it's on my own projects and passions, which I'm learning to navigate as well. Rest can be just as productive at times, and I need to accept that. So I guess reframing that idea is saying no to them is saying yes to me, or saying yes to you. I think another area we need to touch on is setting a boundary when it comes to friendship. I, for the longest time, would give people chances beyond the expiration date of the friendship because I knew them for so long. I didn't want to accept that maybe this person wasn't meant to be in my life anymore, or maybe the time or the lessons that we needed to learn together were over. I would continue to be let down every time that we would make plans. I would stop reaching out and then feel guilty about it. I would make plans with the person and then make backup plans because I knew that they would always fall through. And eventually I decided, okay, I need to set a boundary here and I need to stop trying in this regard because it's not worth my energy. And that for me was protecting my energy in that relationship. I know that this can be very challenging in some family relationships as well. A lot of people experience having to set a boundary when it comes to someone like a parent or a child. Maybe it's a parent that wasn't quite there for them growing up, or maybe unfortunately abused them in some regard. And the thought process is, well, that's my parent, that's my blood. But realistically, you have to set a boundary for you because you're not a child anymore. You need to live your truth and set a boundary and protect yourself because no one else is doing that. You're the only one that can do that for you. People will continue to walk all over you. People will continue to manipulate you if you do not live into those boundaries that you set. I would like to give you some affirmations that you can use to set boundaries and live into them. These affirmations are: my needs are valid. Boundaries are a gift to both of us. And I am allowed to log off without explanation. Logging off means from work, from a friendship, from a family member, from an event, from an experience, anything that you may need to log off of. That's your permission slip. So today we covered why energy protection matters, how to spot your leaks, set practical boundaries at work, daily reset rituals, and protecting your energy in the real world. Your challenge this week is to pick one boundary to set or reinforce and DM me how it goes. I might share it on a future episode. So I wish you well, and I hope that this episode helps you realize where you may need to set a boundary or help reinforce a boundary. It will only help you in the long run. That's a wrap on this episode of Metaphysical Millennial. Thank you so much for tuning in. If today's episode sparked something in your soul, leave a review and share it with a friend who's walking their own magical path. You can also come hang out with me on Instagram and Facebook, and remember, new episodes drop every other Wednesday. Follow and subscribe to stay connected. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and let your magic lead the way.